Sitting here on Belle Isle this morning with Annie Tobey, a native Richmonder who's here with her dog Newt. Annie's just written a new book, and the content seems absolutely perfect. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm Greg Somerville, and I get to help lots of folks just like you moving in or to Richmond, Virginia, one of the best small cities in the U.S. To subscribe or to book a call, see the description below. I'd love to help you find your dream home here in Richmond. Annie, before we get started, tell me a little bit about your personal connection with Richmond.
Well, as you mentioned, I am a native Richmonder. My family did move away with me when I was 7. Moved around a little bit, but my parents always loved Richmond, always talked about coming back. So when it was time for me to pick a college, I naturally was looking at Richmond, came back to University of Richmond, and pretty much been here. And ever since, except for travel, this has been my residence.
You've done a lot of writing on various topics. Are there favorite topics that you cover?
2 of my favorites that also help pay the bills when it comes to my freelance writing. One is active travel, and the other is craft beverages. Craft beer in particular, I was the craft beer columnist for the Richmond Times-Dispatch for a little while, and that was wonderful. And this was when the craft beer boom here in Richmond was just really beginning to take off.
Can we give you credit for launching the microbrew revolution here in Richmond?
You can try, but I wouldn't, yeah.
Well, you just released a new book, 100 Things to Do in Richmond Before You Die. That's a big, ambitious title, and
Yep.
Some of us are probably closer to that end date than others. But give us a quick overview. What's the book about?
It was really very challenging to come up with only 100 things.
Yes,
It
sure.
seems ambitious at first to come up with 100 things, but no, the real problem was narrowing it down. And frankly, there are things I left out that I hated to.
When you sat down to write this book, what audience did you have in mind?
Anybody who is in Richmond or is coming to Richmond or is thinking about coming to Richmond.
Your book covers 5 different categories. Can you give us one of your favorites from each of those categories? Starting with food and drink.
Although I will have to say it's like choosing my favorite child, but I will pick one for you. ZZQ Barbecue. Barbecue began right here in Virginia, and there is established evidence for that. ZZQ is Texas barbecue, and it is scrumptious. Not only do they represent a wonderful place to go to eat, they're also a great showcase of Richmond history and contemporary outside influences. History and culture, another tough one, but I will choose the Poe Museum. Not only does the Poe Museum showcase Edgar Allan Poe, who spent many influential years here in Richmond, it has so many different types of programs. They have what they call their unhappy hours, which are like parties, and of course the Halloween one coming up is a big one for them to do. So it would be the Poe Museum. I will pick comedy venues, specifically Coalition Theater. It's often overlooked. It's a small venue. One of their majors is improv, like Whose Line Is It Anyway? And they also do plenty of sketch comedy as well as stand-up comedy. So a lot of great chances to go and laugh and just have fun. The one that I chose, again, so hard to do, is Pocahontas State Park. We actually were out there, Newt and I were out there yesterday. But it's not just because I'm a runner. I chose Pocahontas State Park because it has so many different things to do. I'll have to go with Crossroads Art Center. 225 emerging and established artists in multiple media, multiple price points. So if you're looking for something for your house, something for a gift, something to wear, whether clothes or jewelry, you're gonna find it there and then some.
Well, Annie, you've seen a lot of places. You've been to a lot of different cities. What makes Richmond special?
Starting right here, the James River is just phenomenal. It's got whitewater rafting. It's got flat water for people that just want to float. The James River Park system offers opportunities for hiking, for mountain biking, for trail running, that kind of thing. But when you're done, just go get a great meal. You're right here in town for a great meal, great beer, great cocktail, whatever you're in the mood for. It's got it all for such a little town. We've got it all.